Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week we're talking about the Redshift Shockstop stem. But before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, today we are talking about the Redshift Shockstop stem. So a few months ago now, we made a video where we installed the Shockstop stem and set it all up, showed you guys how to do all that. If you haven't seen that video and you want to learn more about how to set up all works and everything like that, go check that video out. Today we're going to be talking about how it's been and really giving a review of the Shockstop stem. So let's get you guys a little closer, let's take a look at this stem and I'll tell you a little bit more about my experience. So when I bought my Shockstop stem here, I got the 80mm stem. At the time of buying that, that was the shortest option they had and the closest one they offered for at least what to match up what the original stem was on here. Since then they've come out with the 70mm and a 55mm, so they have shorter options as well. But we went with the 80 and it's actually worked out pretty good for me, I feel like. So again, the Shockstop stem installed on my Poseidon Redwood gravel bike, riding everything from smooth roads, smooth bike paths, to rough roads, to gravel roads, to single track. It's pretty much done everything on this bike you can do, and we've put that Shockstop stem through it. Now I'm not a light guy, I'm kind of a bigger guy in the first place, so I put things through their paces, and I can say I put the Shockstop stem through its paces. So when we first set this up, I went off of their weight recommendation, and of course what style of riding you're doing recommendation they have in there, and we set it up pretty stiff is what they recommended. Riding it in that stiff form, the way that it was, that they recommended it set up, it didn't make a difference to me. It was such a small difference that it didn't make sense. You're spending like 150, 200 bucks on a stem. You want it to make a difference. And so in that stiff form, I was like this, I honestly was not impressed at all. So I brought it back into the garage. I don't remember if this is in the video or not, but I brought it back and we changed out the elastomers in here. And that's one of the nice things with this stem is it's fully adjustable with whatever elastomers you want. You can stiffen it up, loosen it up, whatever you need to do. So I went ahead and I reset the elastomers, put different ones in there, pretty much put it right in the middle of the pack. Pretty much put it for what was recommended, it's like the mid, whatever the middle one was, that's what I ended up putting in here. And that has made a difference. It's much looser, it actually moves is one of the big things, and I can just put weight on here and you can kind of see it flex a little bit there. And it's definitely a noticeable thing while you're out riding. One of the big problems I have, especially with drop bar bikes, is my hands tend to go numb. They tend to go numb just from absorbing all the vibration. With all my flat bar bikes, I generally run kind of a shock absorbing grip. I run the ESI grips. I run something that does a pretty good job of absorbing shock. Plus you have a suspension fork on the front. You absorb a lot of that. Gravel bike, flat bar bike, you don't have that a lot of times. You just have a solid front fork on here, and it made a big difference in absorbing the shock and making it so I could ride this bike for a long time. And by far, this is the bike I can ride the longest out of all my bikes, and I don't have a problem with it. My hands don't go numb, and it feels great. You don't have to worry about it. It does just enough suspension and cushion there to actually make it a very viable option, a very good option for gravel riders out there. And ultimately I haven't had to change anything since I changed those elastomers that first time, made it a lot softer, put it right in the middle of the recommendations. It's been great the whole time. I have no need to change it. It feels awesome. It works how I need it to do. It is a noticeable thing if you go from riding a bike with the Shockstop stem to like your road bike that doesn't have a Shockstop stem. It's a very noticeable difference between the two. It's something that does take a second to get used to when you hop on your bike, especially if it's been a while since you've ridden it. If you were to hop on this bike after not riding it for a month and you're used to a solid stem, it's gonna feel different. It's gonna feel a little weird because you're gonna, when you go to put some power down and push on the bars, it's gonna move, which feels a little weird at first, but ultimately that weirdness goes away. You eventually, once you're into the groove and you're riding along, that weirdness disappears. There's no weirdness. It feels comfortable, it feels great. And that's one of the things I really like about this stem, especially as we go into this next year where I'm going to be racing on this bike. We're going to do some races on this bike on the Poseidon Redwood, and the Redshift Shockstop stem is coming with us. Now they do offer the Pro version, which is supposedly lighter. That's about it. Lighter, and it looks a little bit fancier, shinier. I didn't go for that version. Do I regret it? Not really. I think for me, someone like me and a lot of us out there, the weight difference isn't going to be enough to spend more on a different stem. You're spending a bunch of money on a stem in the first place when realistically you buy any other stem out there, any regular stem, and they're very affordable, honestly. You're spending a bunch of money. Do you really need it to be lighter? You're going for comfort is kind of your big thing. So that's kind of my deal with it. If you want some comfort added to your bike and you're willing to spend some money onto getting a new stem here, it's a no-brainer. Go for the Shockstop stem. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's like a $200 stem that I'm telling you, yeah, this thing makes a difference. You can use this thing for drop bars, you can use it for flat bars. It just works. And if you have problems with your hands going numb and you're riding rough terrain with just a solid front fork, this offers just enough difference without really making it ridiculously heavy or anything. And it makes it a comfortable ride. It makes it so you can keep riding and ride longer and longer distances without your hands going numb, without feeling like your whole upper body is beat to hell. It feels good. It feels good. I like it. So that's kind of my review. It works really good. I've only used it in this configuration right here. At like 3 degrees upwards angle. I think this stem is worth it. It's just kind of hard to believe. I think this stem is by far worth it. Again, I'm that bigger guy that likes riding drop bar bikes and really getting into liking gravel. Gravel is pretty fun and this stem makes it a big difference. It makes it so I can actually enjoy riding gravel without just feeling beat all the time. So that is my review of the Shockstop stem. So if you guys haven't checked out Redshift yet, I highly recommend checking them out. They have really good products. I'm running a few on here. We have the stem, we have the kitchen sink handlebars, and we have the cruise control grips on here. All their stuff is really great if you're looking for comfort and looking to make it fit for you specifically. Again, I'm a bigger guy. I have wide shoulders. The big wide bars fit me great. The Shockstop stem makes it so I can ride long distance. Check them out. Give them some love. I'm going to have a link in the description down below to both their website as well as the Shockstop stem so you can check them out for yourselves. Pick one up. Great products, yet to be disappointed by them. If you guys enjoyed the video, or at least found it somewhat entertaining, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys, love answering questions you guys have, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.